Hey, day 17. And guess what? I've made incredible progress in figuring out how to use AI to create, well, batch create content for an entire month. So we've already talked about how I had to switch up the prompt in order to get the right type of tones in my captions. I want to say that was day 15, but look for the hack in Perplexity. So I use Perplexity to go and find out real customer data. I used the right type of prompt and I had to go back and forth a little bit. So when you go back, you'll see that. And so now I have about 30 captions that I can choose from for the month of February, and we're already 5 days in. So I won't even need the 28. Captions are done. We figured that out with Perplexity. And I was going to go ahead and just try to get it into my CRM the way that it was, but I realized I needed to have the steps. So the steps was captions, images, and then start to upload. Well, I've made progress. I've got some images to show you. And today I'm going to show you a little bit of my behind the scenes of how I created a couple of images. And guess what? I finally figured out how to make the movies in Canva. Okay. Y'all ready to see? Okay, let's get into it. Sharing my screen. Awesome. Okay. Make sure that that's big. So I've got several things going on. Number one, I finally have started on my spreadsheet. So I've got my dates, I've got all the captions, and I am starting to fill in the different pictures, right? So I only have a handful more that I need. And I want to bring y'all a little bit along the journey of what I'm creating. So, step one, or first step up, is I want to show you guys Gemini today. I don't think we've had a lot of time in Gemini yet, so I'm gonna just show you. I've already done the thread, so I'm gonna show you what worked and what didn't work. First off, Gemini is one of the best AI tools to use in terms of if you upload a reference image, it is going to do its very best to give you back something that integrates or references that image. So let's say I have sunglasses for sale, aka my client. I can put that image along with other, context. So I gave it this, which came out of NotebookLM. So we talked about that a couple days ago. I think we talked about that yesterday, day 16, NotebookLM. I pulled this from there and I went back and I made more and they did get better. So I had to figure out the prompts. They did get better. But I pulled this from NotebookLM, this screenshot here, because that's the vibe. And then I wanted to make sure that it had a very clear image of the product that my client is trying to sell. And we have several products, but this is one of them. So, two reference images. I said, "Hey, can you elevate this?" Meaning the very first one. So it's always going to prioritize the first image that you have in the list of your uploads. It's always going to reference that first image first, and then everything else is going to get added on top. So if you needed a base, like it has a great background, or it's the person, whatever it is, make sure your first image is what you want to be the priority reference image. I say, can you elevate this into a luxurious social media graphic aimed at affluent Black women who are alpha kappa alphas? Oh, basically who are AKAs. So we can sell the sunglasses. So they did blend it. They made it a social media graphic in that they gave it more words. They even put a website on there. That's not the website, but they did their absolute best and did it very quickly. So I can't be mad because all I need to do is iterate. And this was cute, it's not perfect. Like I can't stop here and I don't know that I would use that. I might actually hmm, that could be a good header on an email, on a newsletter. Not with the website, of course, but everything else. So actually, I'm gonna save that because I don't think I had saved it because it's not the right size. I needed it to be a 4x5, but I just talked myself into keeping this image, so I'm gonna save it because I do not have my app activity turned on. So when I'm finished with this thread, it will completely disappear, which is why I wanted to bring y'all with me because I want to get on to the next image. But I was like, oh, I learned a lot through this thread. Got to share it with the friends. Okay, guys. So I got the great image. I can take off that website via Canva. We've talked about that. I can use Canva to take that website off of this image, and then I can use it in her email campaign that I'm already doing for her. Awesome. I said, okay, it's cute. Let's make it more of a lifestyle image. I don't want any words, and I do want it to be a 4x5 because I was not clear enough. And guess what I got? More subtlety, more lifestyle, a little bit more elegance and luxe. It's giving a little bit of New York in the background. We've got, sunroof, panoramic, not panoramic, just a sunroof. But we can clearly see the sunglass case and the glasses on her. Perfect. And in Canva, I can go in there and get this watermark right off. Okay, I said perfect. I meant to say now, but now I just want a close up of her holding the sunglasses so we can clearly see the case and the details on the glasses along with her nails. This will be a faceless image 4x5. The reason I prompted it this way, especially including the information about being faceless, is because remember when we tested Canva a couple of days ago? We realized that I would not be able to make those videos if they had a face in it. No matter how much I like the image, Canva is not at a place yet where it can make the image, the face stay stable. They didn't want to give you bad experiences, so they said, we're not going to do all that, but we can make the image move a little bit. A little light work, they said, a little light work. Gemini is much better. Gemini can do 6 to 8 second videos, I want to say. And you can have the face, you can have whatever you want. You can have words, you can have all types of things. It will speak for you. So Gemini is top tier. You do have to pay for Gemini. It's about $20 a month. I think there may be a $9.99 plan. But what's most important is to remember that, yes, Canva does not take faces for their videos. Gemini can. Okay. So that's why I had this. I love this. Great lead. But I needed something that I could maybe make into a video and it could not have a face. And so they gave me just what I needed. I said, perfect. And I kept going. I said, now I need the glasses to be put on basically a display case. I wanted the case and the glasses set to be displayed, like commercially merchandised, clean shot, and that's what it gave me. It was almost too clean. Like it's very clean. It's kind of blah. And it would not stand up on social. It'll stand up on a website where the website needs to be subtle, not overwhelm people who are trying to buy something. But social media is competing with a lot of people and a lot of noise. So I did say, can it be more feminine and elegant, pink even? Well, now I felt like it threw up on the pink feminine elegance. And it wasn't bad. It's like if I put words at the top, I think that could actually be a good social media graphic. And because I've just now talked myself into this, sometimes I didn't see the vision, so I did not save it because I was like, nah, you did too much. But I could put something at the very top. Iconic, signature, not exclusive. Everybody uses exclusive. I could even do Vogue, and her shades could be the thing. I'd probably put it in a different a different AI tool, and see if I could then get it to maybe look more like a magazine. But now that I know I have some ideas, I kept that image. I didn't before because I thought it was too much. And I told it as much. I said less busy, more subtle. And you know what? It did do that in terms of it took off some of the things. But I was kind of thrown by the two different textures, and the flowers are just they don't they don't nicely balance or elevate this image. So I said just one texture, the soft pink on the left, and no flowers. And baby, it gave me what I needed. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the resolution is a little bit lower. As a matter of fact, I can't say that without looking at the original. Yes, the resolution is just a little lower, but if you remember, we've gone through several iterations. Many times these AI tools are referencing every part of that thread. Well, Gemini is going to only do that one thread, but chat does reference the entire history of your chat GPT experience unless you tell it not to. The more work some of these AI tools do, the less crisp, refined, high quality they get. I could ask it to try to give it more quality, or I could really just go over to Canva and do that. So, because we mentioned Canva, well, I'm going to hop on over into Canva. So, this is, hold on, I have to share the screen. And I'm going to close this out. Okay. This is Canva, and that's the original image. So I've already taken the watermark off because I already started downloading these. And I wanted to start on my next batch, but I was like, I need to show I I need to show my friends. We've been building this together. They know I'm batching out 30 days of content, or at least 28, maybe 25 now, for my client. We started with the captions. I had a handful of images and I needed more. And now I'm in the process of creating those images to make sure that they are really refined and high quality work that is deserving of the service that I'm providing my client. I did take that watermark off. Some people don't, prerogative. I did. And I tested that video, the image to video feature. And look what we got. Oh, I did. I shortened it. Hold on. Let me make it long for you guys. I wanted it more subtle, so I did shorten it, but it's a 3-second video in fullness. And it just gave more details. Okay, she moves it and she lifts it, and you can even see her smile in the bottom corner. Can you see that at the bottom? Can I make this in preview mode? Okay, perfect. Here we go. This is Canva. Oh, this is that was my, okay. It just went through a lot of videos. I made about 3. So let's go back to page 1. Page 1 was static. Page 2, page 2 was that kind of pickup motion. 3 seconds. Remember, all I got is 3 seconds. But it gave it a crest, that it does have a crest on the glasses, but it doesn't look like that. And I know she's a stickler because this is what she's selling. So it has to look like what she's selling. And that does not look like an AKA crest on the side. So that's why I shortened it. And I will go ahead and go back. Make sure that there it is. Okay, so it's been shortened. This is the second video, and I gave it instructions. I said, I want you to put it down. Yes, I wanted her to put the sunglasses down. Nice. We still see the bottom of her face. She's smiling. We see her nails. It's a very clean shot. Can I make this even bigger somehow? At least this. And drop this down. Isn't there a way? There we go. Okay. So yes, very clean, very subtle, very demure. And I think she will love this clean shot. You can see first and finest inside of the cases. Hello. I think Canva did exactly what Canva needed to do right there. Okay. Now this was me playing around with where I wanted to cut it, so don't worry about this video. And that's why we saw that weird video in the mix earlier. This is that original, and when I saw it inside of Canva, that's when I realized just how boring it was, and it wasn't enough. So that's how I got the pink one, right? And that's the static, but I'm a little extraordinary. So I did make a video of this one as well. And I gave it, listen, I gave it custom instructions. Y'all, like I said, I'm a little extraordinary. So I made it a little extra with this video. Yeah, I said add a sparkle and then put them down. So it does look like AI, but I think that people will remember it. I don't think they'll hate it. Sparkle, sparkle, and boom. I can add a little nice little audio. And I really think people are going to remember it. Okay. So today's today's tech stack was Canva and Gemini for image generation, but we also have NotebookLM for how I was kind of organizing all of my questions, all of my details. I had Perplexity for writing the prompts for me. And ultimately, I'm batching all of this into my CRM. So I can show that really quickly. So I already made that spreadsheet I showed you guys. Well, I had to make a really simplified one. And it only has the captions right now because I think I'm gonna move the images around. So this is my first time trying this batch upload. Let's see what happens. So select the socials. It'll be both. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and click create. And yes, it's uploading. Yes, it is uploading. Okay. Look, February 6, February 7, February 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh my God. Service scholarship style, but make it Lux. Come on. Let's go. Now, errors have been found. Let me click on that. Oops, you haven't added any media. Cool, but I just want to save these. Are these all saved? Planner. Status. In draft. Unselect, and then let's just put it in draft so I can make sure I'm not tripping. Where are my... Interesting. It says content. It's over here. Oh, I probably need to do more steps. But the cool thing is captions, Perplexity, organization notebook. Images are getting done through Gemini, and the little notebook has some images or at least some starter places to get me into the creative vibration that I needed to produce 30 images within a few days. Gemini, Canva, and finally Automate Your Hustle for actually scheduling it. It's going to hit the feed and everything like that. So very exciting. I'm going to just keep saving that. I'm going to have to come back to that because I have to get all the media in there. But y'all see, I am that much closer to knocking this out and getting my client her February content filled. Once I'm done with that, I can start thinking about March. And then if I knock out March faster because I'm not figuring out what I need to do as a process, once I figure out March, I can talk to her about what she wants to do in April, and we can get her 3 months ahead of the game so that she knows she's already got content going out for the next 3 months. And then we can think about the next project. So it's a very exciting time for what we're able to do with AI because we're truly able to accelerate our processes, our creativity, our productivity. And it's all about what tools you're using, how, and in what way. So I did have to go through some of the messiness of figuring out like how, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know how Canva video worked. Remember, I showed you guys my very first time using Canva video. I learned a lot, like you cannot have faces in the shot, all types of things. But more than that, I learned what did work. And now I was able to apply it. So you saw a couple of videos today. My client's not expecting videos. She knows she has images. She knows I'll do that for her. She knows I'll write the captions. She knows I'll schedule it. She's not expecting videos. She's not expecting carousels with different, I might add some words in a couple of them. I'm going to give her a full strategy because I didn't have to use every part of my day, every part of my creativity. I was able to outsource some of that to some of my AI tools and get them done quicker and faster. So, remember what the question always is. If you could do anything, because maybe you can now, but let's be strategic, what would you do? How and why? Those are the questions as if you're going into the AI world. You can do a lot of things. Do not get inundated. I have been up until 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock even in the morning, even trying to just play and tinker and figure things out. You should probably know what it is you want to do, how it is you want to get it done, or how it is you want it distributed or shown up in the world, and why. Like, does this go to your brand? Does this bring revenue? Does this make your life easier? Is it fun? Is it inspiring you? Or is it just busy work? Don't do that. Outsource that, right? Okay. Day 17 is in the books. Day 18, I think I'm going to be done with batching. Okay? All right. I'm excited. I hope y'all have learned some new things. heard about different tools, see how different tools can be stacked to achieve a goal. And my goal is batching content for my client. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow is day 18. I'll see you there. Bye.